Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack. Ich bin ein Berliner, and this is episode 23 of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. So, last time we beat Materia Keeper, and quick disclaimer here, this is actually all post-commentary. I did record this like I normally did for all the other ones, using live commentary and doing it live. And unfortunately, something went wrong with my microphone recording. It ended up coming out sounding very tinny, which leads me to believe that my audio program was picking up the wrong microphone, like my headset mic rather than my boom arm mic. But it also could have been like the wire was half unplugged or something. But basically, I'm just gonna do this in post commentary. And this is a while ago after I recorded this, so I don't exactly recall everything that happened, but I'll try to keep up as best I can, and I think there's some voice acting in this episode, so I'll try to keep up with that as best I can as well. But we run into one of these green dragons. This is great because that gives me an opportunity to steal another gold bangle and learn flamethrower on my other enemy skill materia. And these guys are big and bad. They deal a lot of damage, but they're very, very valuable enemies to run into because they do offer, at this point in the game, I believe the best armor you can find. And normally you'd have to buy it in the next town, which is Rocket Town, but just being able to steal it off them. I think they're also susceptible to manipulate, so if you want to steal and not be worried about this giant fucking dragon beating on your ass, what you can do is equip a manipulate materia to one character, usually your highest level character, and then a steal materia to another character. Use manipulate on the dragon, which will completely disable it until it gets hit by a physical attack, and then sit there and steal at it to your heart's content. Just have the character that's manipulating it not do anything the whole time. Pretty solid. And one thing about those guys is that they absorb fire attacks, so make sure not to use any of that. Don't use beta or their own flamethrower against them or anything like that. But so at this point in the game, we're just kind of going through Mount Nibel. We already beat Materia Keeper, which means we're free to progress whenever we want, but there's a little bit more that we can explore. There's going to be some items to get, and I think I ended up like walking around. Let's see if I kind of went over time. Yeah, it looks like I did go over time. So there's at some point I ended up just like walking around Mount Nibel in an area where like there isn't any items and there's really no point to it. So maybe I'll cut that out. But of note, you can actually go to the Mako reactor in Mount Nibel, which is the infamous Mako reactor where Tifa was almost killed and Cloud faced off against Sephiroth and isn't sure how he survived. That whole part from the Calm flashback, you can revisit that Mako reactor. The only thing is there's nothing in there, and you can't get into like the Genova chamber or anything like that. It's just an interesting little thing. If you want to go there, you can. There aren't any monsters or anything interesting inside, but if you want to revisit it on your own time, you can while you're here. At first, I don't think I even bothered while I came through here, but this is also a good place to level up some limit breaks if you haven't done so previously, and if you want to do so for any new characters you picked up, most notably Cait Sith and Vincent. Now, Vincent learns his limit breaks very quickly, and because he's one of the last characters you get, and bam, that is a lot of damage. Oh, that Beast Flare is so sick. His Galleon Beast form, is pretty good for wiping out a lot of characters, a lot of enemies, if you're lucky enough to have it use Beast Flare. Because every one of his transformation, all of his limit breaks have him transforming into monsters of some kind. And Galleon Beast has one that's just like a single target physical attack, and then Beast Flare, which is a enemy party fire damage, and you don't want to use that against Materia Keeper because Materia Keeper absorbs fire damage, and you'll end up. Oh, well, this is a classic mistake that a lot of people make. They put Vincent in their party because he's a new character. They get to Mount Nibel, they fight Materia Keeper. They're like, oh sweet, let's check out Vince's new limit break. I want to see what this new character does. He transforms into Galleon Beast and then spends the rest of the fight healing Materia Keeper for like a ridiculous amount of health. So you really don't want to do that. The mechanics of his limit breaks are pretty interesting, actually. Once you use the limit breaks, you lose all control. Once you use the limit breaks, you lose all control of Vincent for the rest of the battle. Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, he does gain a lot of power in exchange. And all of his transformations also include a stat bonus. I think Galleon Beast gives him a little bit more HP, and I think Galleon Beast is just HP, and the next one is like HP and defenses, and then the next one is just defenses, and then the one after that is just defenses as well. I don't know. Not really important, but here we pick up the Sniper CR for Vincent in this room, and I don't know when I remember to equip it, but that's a really good weapon because it's one of 4 weapons in the game that actually have perfect accuracy. Accuracy goes up to 255, and the reason you want to have accuracy over 100% is because of accuracy reducing status effects like Sadness and Fury. That can compensate for that, or I'm sorry, Fury and Darkness. It can compensate for those two. With the Death Blow materia, it gives you a better chance. I think you have something like an 80, I haven't really done the math, it's like an 80%, like 85, I want to say, 87% chance of landing a Death Blow when you're using the Sniper CR with 255 accuracy. So putting a Death Blow on Vincent with the Sniper CR at this point in the game is a very good idea to get some good damage out of him, because naturally he doesn't have very high physical damage. And what are the other ones? I know Tifa has a perfect accuracy weapon. Vincent has 2 perfect accuracy weapons, and the 4th perfect accuracy weapon is actually Sephiroth's Masamune Blade, which you can never use. The only reason it's even included in the game files as an equipable item is because during the Calm flashback, Sephiroth is in your party when he was still not crazy and he was on Cloud's side. So those are the 4 perfect accuracy weapons in the game. I think for Tifa, the one that she has is I want to say the Master Fist, but I can't remember which one it is. It's not really important. I can't remember if that's her other power-up weapon. I don't know. I'm gonna switch my materia around here. So Vincent, when he transforms, you lose him for the rest of the battle, and if you ever do find yourself in a situation where like you need Vincent to stop doing whatever he's doing, he's already transformed and like, you know, he's in berserk mode, he's not listening to you, the only thing you can do is kill him. Honestly, since you have the ability to target your own characters in this game, just kill him, and once he dies, he actually reverts back into his human form. So that's actually really useful. I have done that where I don't know, I guess I like forgot that Materia Keeper absorbs fire, and I transform into Galleon Beast, and Vincent is just sitting there healing him for like 3,000, 4,000 damage at a time. So I was like, Vincent, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down, and you have to put him down and have him revert back to his human form and then revive him. Materia Keeper's already a pretty difficult fight. Materia Keeper's actually notoriously difficult for a lot of new players. If you know what you're doing, he's pretty easy, but for a lot of new players, it kind of takes people by surprise. He's the first boss you run into that can heal himself for a significant amount of damage. He's the first boss that has some really strong all attacks. But I don't know, one way to do him is to take that power soul weapon you find. This is like, I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't go with Tifa for that fight, because Materia Keeper is like the iconic Tifa power soul fight, because you get the power soul like, I don't know, 3 inches away from Materia Keeper's face. So you equip the power soul on Tifa, and that's the weapon that will increase her damage. It'll double her damage if she's in critical health, and quadruple the damage if she has death sentence on. So you go into battle with Tifa at like next to no health. You cast a big guard on your party to reduce the damage that Materia Keeper is going to do. You cast death sentence on Tifa, and then you put covering materia on another member of your party, usually Cloud. And that way, any physical attacks, big horn or hell combo that Materia Keeper wants to use, Cloud will pretty much always absorb those. The only thing that he can't absorb for Tifa is Trine. And then at that point, you just have Tifa pound away at Materia Keeper, and God, you can do so much damage. You can end up doing, like, I don't know, at my level, when I'm, like, kind of grinded up, you can end up doing, like, I don't know, 4,000 on a crit. She hits hard, man. She hits hard at this point in the game. And that's just, like, on a standard attack, you know, critical hit. So, like, also Death Blow. If you want, you can put the Death Blow material on Tifa, and then dial down Cloud's Limit Break to Cross Slash, and then when you Cross Slash, it puts Stop on Materia Keeper, and enemies can't dodge when they're in stop status. So Cross Slash, Stop, Death Blow with Tifa, who's at low health and has the Death Sentence status on, and you'll be doing reliable 4,000 damage hits, and you can end up two-shotting Materia Keeper. It's pretty funny. That's a really roundabout way of killing him. I mean, honestly, I think it's easier to kill him just going at him normally. You know, set up your big guards and just keep your party topped off for when he casts Trine, and you know, that kind of stuff. But if you want to have some fun, you know, Tifa's a really good way to do that. And also, you kind of have to rely on Tifa if you're doing a speedrun. I know I talk about speedrunning a lot, but not even if you're not doing a speedrun, if you're doing what's called the minimum level run, which is basically a speedrun, it's just that you're not timing yourself. If you're doing the minimum level run, where you run away from every battle except for bosses, the only guys you fight are bosses, then with Tifa with the Power Soul becomes like the only way you're even able to kill anything. So your entire game starts revolving around keeping Tifa alive. But anyway, all right. So we found the exit rather to Mount Nibel. So we're out in the field, and we're gonna start heading to the next town, which is I guess we're gonna use a tent here. I'd imagine. We're gonna head to the next town, which is Rocket Town, which is not too far away. It's I ended up lying. I didn't end up cutting out any of that time I wasted in Mount Nibel, but it's not too far away. It's like right around the corner from, if you just kind of head around the mountains. And that's where we're going to do our voice acting for this, because we get to meet our final character, final playable character that we're going to pick up. So there's the Power Soul. I'm going to actually equip it. You can see its base damage is actually a lot less than the Tiger Fang, and even less than whatever else I had on before that. But it's totally worth it if you're going to utilize the low health and the death sentence. And now keep in mind, when she has death sentence on, you have 60 seconds to kill whatever you're fighting, or Tifa's gonna die. So now the problem is I decided to use her on the upcoming boss, but the problem with using the Power Soul tactic on the upcoming boss is, as I said, you need a character who has some cover material on to ensure that they cover Tifa's damage and make sure that she doesn't get picked off. But the boss that I'm about to fight only casts magic, and you can't cover magic attacks, you can only cover physical attacks. So it ends up not working all that great, so I wouldn't really recommend this. This is also something I forgot to utilize with Tifa. One thing that you can do that's really fun that can end up dealing a fuckload of damage, well, not even necessarily Tifa, just really any character. What you can do is take the, I think, do we even have this yet? The Fury Ring. It automatically puts Berserk on the character when they enter battle. Take the Fury, if you do have that at this point. I can't remember if we have that or not. Put it on your character. Berserk makes you lose control of the character, and all they will do is auto attack, but it increases their damage by a lot. I'm not exactly sure how much, but Berserk ends up making you do more damage. So obviously it helps if you're doing it on Tifa when she has the Power Soul set up. Put the Fury Ring on them, and then now this boss, for some reason, obviously it's not these guys I'm talking about here, but the boss coming up, for some reason he's weak, not susceptible to, but weak to sleep damage. Now the thing is, no sleep-inducing attack in the game, except I think Hades, which you don't have, which is a summon we don't have at this point. None of those deal damage. Sleep is a non-damaging thing. Sleep isn't an element, it's a status effect. So even though you can't put this boss to sleep, he's weak to anything that deals sleep damage. So what you can actually do is equip the added effect materia and a seal materia, which has the sleep spell on it, and you can actually boost the character's damage against this guy, which I think is kind of interesting. And I forgot to do that. I don't even know if I have the added effect materia at this point in the game. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I do. We got that in the Cave of the Gi. I'm looking at the wiki right now. And I believe we have the seal magic as well, right? Yeah, you buy that in Union Harbor. I must have seal. I'm probably not using it, but those are two things I'm probably not using right now, but I do have, so I'm having a hard time remembering. I'm also running another file concurrent to this one that I play at work and stuff. I'm just on a huge JRPG kick right now, and obviously with Final Fantasy VII being my favorite one, I want to play it all the time, but I can't always be let's playing it. So when I'm at work, or when I'm not feeling up to recording and I just feel like playing, I'll be playing this other file, and I'm actually doing a challenge run on it. It's not a very hard one, but it's a command materia only, so I can only use yellow materia just for fun, just to kind of limit myself a little bit. And that one's actually probably the easiest challenge you could come up with, because you would think oh, I can only use steel and death blow and things like that, but enemy skill is included in that, and that means I have a lot of spells at my disposal. It gives me a heal all with White Wind, it gives me big guard for defensive and haste magic, it gives me a whole bunch of elemental options. It makes it a lot easier than your standard a really common challenge run is to just do a no materia run. It makes it a lot easier than something like that. But so because I'm running that second file concurrent to this one, and that is one where I just sell off all my materia that isn't yellow, I tend to forget which materia I have and do not have in this run. That's just kind of fucking with me, I don't know. But here we see that Vincent's got his sniper weapon that like never misses, and his death blows. I mean, he still doesn't deal a ton. He doesn't deal a ton of damage. He's not going to deal nearly as much as a Power Soul Tifa setup, but it's still kind of. What am I doing here? Oh, right here I'm killing Tifa because I want to put her in critical HP. And the easiest way to do that is to kill her and then use a Phoenix Down on her. I should say knock her out, not kill her, because Phoenix Downs don't revive people from being dead. They revive people from being KO'd. And that's, I don't know. That's a thing that I don't know why it's like a little like nitpick that I always have. But so he's only dealing around like 700 damage, which is not a crazy amount, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure Cloud's dealing close to that at this point, maybe. I'm not really sure. With his standard attack, just with the I guess I still have the Force Stealer equipped or whatever. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Force Stealer. I got rid of the Force Stealer a while ago. The Rune Blade. The Rune Blade, which isn't even like all that powerful, but anyway, you get to use the Phoenix Down on Tifa, and since I don't want Tifa to get healed up before this boss fight, so I can use the Power Soul thing, I'm not going to go visit the inn at the town or use a tent or anything like that, so I'm just going to use high potions to heal up everybody else. But I do know that there is a boss fight coming up, so I'm preparing for that, preparing to try to use the old Tifa ruse, but it's not going to work out that great for me, I'm going to tell you that right now, because once again, this guy that I'm about to fight only casts magic materia, and on top of that, I forgot to set my my ATB style. Now this game is kind of like Pokemon, where you have two set ways of battling. In Pokemon, you know, you have the either the wait or the shift mode, which means like when you knock out an opponent's Pokemon when they're about to shift to their next Pokemon, you can choose whether or not you have the option to switch accordingly, and one way is much easier than the other. And in this battle, or in this entire run through I should say, just to make things a little bit more challenging on myself, I've been using the active ATB, which means that while I'm navigating menus and stuff, and while other characters are taking their actions, while enemies are in the middle of their attack animations, the ATB gauges are still filling up and stuff like that, and that means I have to be a lot faster on the menu, which is, I'm not that fast at navigating the menus in this game, and it means that the enemies are going to get off a lot more attacks and stuff like that, and I'm going to be wasting more time if I'm not fast enough. And I forgot that that also means any timer-based status effects, such as Slow Petrify or Death Sentence, which I think are actually the only two, will tick down constantly no matter what's going on. And that means that Tifa's actually gonna, I think, die to Death Sentence. Her Death Sentence is gonna run out, when if I had set the ATB to wait instead of active, that would not have been an issue. But anyway, this used to be a Shinra base with multiple rockets. You saw the leaning rocket, right? That's Shinra number 26. Never got off the ground, though. Yeah, so we saw an old-ass mossed-over rocket just leaning there. It just looms there. That's how the town got its name, Shinra number 26. This is called Rocket Town. Want to look at the rocket with me? Always say yes to this guy, because if you look at the rocket with him, he will give you a fucking sword. That's just what old dudes do. They ask you to partake in their pastime, and then they give you cutlery. That happens in real life all the time. I get so impressed every time I look at it. Sorry to get you into this. For me, it's kind of a hobby. But out of appreciation, let me give you this. Yoshiyuki! Okay, I wish you'd take care of it and use it. Yoshiyuki's a good weapon for Cloud. It's going to be an upgrade in damage compared to what you have now, but it only has 2 materia slots that aren't even linked. And you have a little status effect there that says, sword is used when an ally is down. That's not very descriptive. What that means is the sword gets buffed in power when your teammates die. So, well, I should say, are knocked out. So if you have one ally knocked out, then I think it deals double damage. And if you have 2 allies knocked out, it deals triple damage. And that ends up being a pretty useful sword, especially at this point in the game if you're doing a challenge run called solo character runs. And in solo character runs, you can only use one character. And a lot of people go with Cloud because he's just the guy you have from the beginning. But the objective is, in order to make sure that you're only using one character, but, you know, you have to have 3 characters physically in your party. You know, well, not physically, but, you know, the game demands that you always have 3 characters in your party at all times. You just kill off those other 2 characters and you just let them lay there knocked out. And then you just run through with just the character who's alive. So the Yoshiyuki makes a solo run with Cloud very, very, very easy. And I've actually never tried that. You know, I wish I could say I'm the kind of guy who's like tried every single challenge run that I could, but honestly, that's something I'm only getting into like now, to be honest. For the longest time, I really didn't have any interest in doing these. Oh, this guy's freaking out. Any interest in doing challenge runs. I just wanted to play through the game, and I only played it every like 2 years or so. So it's not like every time I picked it up I was looking for like a fresh new experience. It's not like I played it every week or anything like that. But you know, with my second run going on and concurrent to this one, this is what I feel like I kind of needed a challenge. I'm also actually going to try to do minimum level runs, because they tend to go by very quickly, considering it's the style of run that's used for speed runs. And I feel like I could complete one in maybe like 12 hours, and I think it'd be cool to do like a charity stream, maybe, you know, right before like maybe the weekend before what's it called, Extra Life this year, the charity that I do every year with KB Mod. Maybe like, you know, it's kind of a pre-game for that. I'll try to do a non-stop Final Fantasy VII minimum level run, but I would have to practice to make sure I understand the strats and everything, because there's some really, really intricate stuff that goes into that. I mean, it's a lot easier when you're not speedrunning, because you have a lot more margin for error, and you know, you can actually save your game, which is something you can't do in a speedrun. So, you know, in a speedrun, if your party gets TKO'd, then your run's over. You have to restart because saving wastes time. But anyway, you can buy a shotgun for Vincent here. I think I don't bother, because even though it has a higher power, it doesn't have the same accuracy as the Sniper CR, so you can't use the death blow reliably with it. So overall, you're going to get better damage out of the Sniper CR, and I think they both have the same amount of materia slots, just the shotgun has 2 links, whereas the Sniper CR only has 1, I think. But anyway, I think I end up not using the Yoshiyuki, at least not yet, just because I already am hurting for materia slots, and you know, I have a lot of materia in my inventory that I want to use and I don't have enough room for. So the last thing I want to do is limit my materia slots even further. I think I'm fine with the Rune Blade anyway. I can't remember if the Rune Blade gives double growth or not. I'm gonna have to see. Hold on, let's see. Rune Blade. Good thing I got the wiki open. Let's see. Yeah, it does have double materia growth, so that's even more incentive to keep using the Rune Blade over the Yoshiyuki. But if you're not as concerned with magic and you want to just hit things really hard physically, then Yoshiyuki is definitely the way to go, especially if you're doing solo challenge run or whatever. But right now we're just kind of going around seeing what's going on with all these NPCs, seeing if any of them have anything interesting to say. And so far what we've gathered is this is a town where originally Shinra was going to launch a rocket, and for whatever reason it hasn't happened, and the rocket just kind of tilted over, rusted over, and that was that. They kind of forgot about it apparently, because that must have been a while ago. So we are going to find out just exactly what is up with that. I believe that would be this episode. I don't actually. Yes, I want to say yes. We do the flashback in this episode where we find out what happened. But there is indeed a man that we have to be meeting sometime soon. I think at this point we're gonna go back to that one house we were in and go into the backyard because there's a plane there. Basically, right now, we're hounding after Sephiroth. So we've gone around asking people if anybody's seen a man in a black cape, and I think in this town nobody's seen Sephiroth, and this is the first time that the trail has gone cold. So we're trying to find some info on Sephiroth. We chased him through Mount Nibel and didn't even find him. All we found was a giant fuck-ass monster and some good loot. So we're gonna need some way of finding him better. So, oh my goodness, a goddamn plane. That could come in handy in the search for Sephiroth, I must say. There's a Shinra logo on it. The tiny Bronco. This is cool. Want me to keep watch? What? While we steal it? God damn, Vincent, you cold. Can I help you? No, we're just looking at it. If you'd like to use it, please ask the captain. The captain should be in the rocket. I'm Shara, and what are your names? I'm Cloud. Vincent, my occupation is... forget it. Yeah, everybody did. Tifa, nice to meet you. So you're not with the Shinra. I thought the approval for the reopening of the space program came. That's what Palmer's in charge of. The fat guy that witnessed Sephiroth get murdered. Or Sephiroth murdering the president of Shinra. I mean, President Rufus is scheduled to come here, yada yada. Rufus? Uh-oh, so we just found out Rufus is about to show up. So we haven't found Sephiroth, but we did just find out that Rufus is going to be paying a visit. Actually, I think at this point in the game, the party doesn't really have any interest in the tiny Bronco, the plane that we just saw. We were just kind of, you know, looking around. Our trail kind of went cold, and, you know, as is typical JRPG fashion, we just started walking up to everybody and starting dialogue with them, and nobody seems to know anything about Sephiroth, so we're starting to the party's starting to realize that, uh-oh, we took a wrong turn. We only had so many places we could have gone once we exited Mount Nibel, and once we did, it seems that we completely lost the trail of Sephiroth. So, on the plus side, you know, we got a little lead about this Cap'n guy. So, there he is. Why am I not talking to him? Hello? What are you guys doing here? We heard the captain was here. Can me and the captain make it happen? Captain? I'm the captain. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our ninth and final playable character, Sid Highwind. And I love every single character in this game. Every single one of the 9 playable characters. I absolutely love all of them. But if you were to put a gun to my head and absolutely force me to decide on a favorite character, it would be this guy. And he is just goddamn magical. We're going to see why in just a little bit. What exactly makes him... He has one of my favorite lines. In Rocket Town, he has one of my favorite lines in this game. Anyway, the name's Sid. Everybody calls me Captain, though. What do you want? I'm only giving a sort of like terrible Southern accent because that's what they gave him in his official voice acting for Advent Children. But anyway, I asked him about the rocket. You know, Shinra developed a lot of technological gadgets during the war, right? Now it's a Mako company, but in the old days it was a weapons manufacturer, right? Well, they came up with a rocket engine. Okay, go on. I can't see where you're going with the rocket engine thing. There's so much excitement about the thought of going into outer space. Our dreams got bigger and bigger. They put a major budget into it, made a prototype after prototype. Finally, they completed Shinra number 26. Is that your rocket? They chose the best pilot in Shinra. No, in the world. Me. I mean, come on. Yeah, dude. Wow. Modest much? And finally, we get to the day of the launch. Everything's going well. But because of that dumbass Shara, the launch got messed up. That's why they became so anal. Oh, shit. We just met Shara, actually. And so, Sharon nixed the outer space exploration plans. After they told me how the future was space exploration and got my damn hopes up, damn them! Then, it was all over once I found out Mako Energy was profitable. They didn't even so much as look at space exploration. Money, moolah, dinero, my dream was just a financial number for them. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, it's so tragic. Look at that rusted rocket. I was supposed to be the first man in space for this. Okay. Every day it tilts a little bit more. At this rate, I don't know which will come first, this thing falling down or me getting out of here. I hope you get out of here. My last hope is to talk to the president. And I think if you talk to him, yeah, he just keeps saying my last hope is to talk to the president. So he wants to appeal to Rufus to rekindle the space program, because all those years ago, he was told that he was going to go into space. His launch got delayed by 6 months, and in that time, Shinra decided, fuck space, space is for bitches, and they are no longer interested in dumping the money necessary to put a man in space, because they found out they can make plenty of money right down on the planet, on planet Earth, except it's not called Earth, it's called Gaia in this game. But, so he's a bit bitter, you know, maybe just a bit angry. Honestly, if it were up to me, I don't know what voice I would give Sid. I don't know if I'd go with the Southern. I think the Southern thing kind of fits the like fakey kind of Southern accent. It's not really what Southern people actually sound like. I think that's a kind of a good sound for him. I don't know why. He's pretty grumpy. But did the captain say anything? No. He just kind of ranted. Oh. Oh, speak of the devil. Shit, Cheryl, what are you, blind? We got a guest. Get some tea. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. God damn. Wow, he just freaked out at her. Really, don't mind us. Shut up. Sit your ass in that chair and drink your goddamn tea. That's my favorite line. Ah, damn, I'm pissed. Sit your ass in that chair and drink your goddamn tea. That is some Southern hospitality for you. That is it. Sure, I'll be in the backyard tuning up the tiny Bronco. And make sure to serve them tea, alright? Sid's not a happy customer. And keep in mind, he just told us that Shara fucked something up that caused his dream to fall out. And, he seems to be taking it out on her. He doesn't seem very happy. I agree with Vincent. Nothing but ellipses. There's nothing to be said here. We just saw her get reamed out. Sorry, it's our fault. We got you in trouble because you didn't have tea for us, which Cloud, I don't see how that's our fault. She should have had some tea. No, he's always like this. Oh shit. Is it always like this? Why is it so hard on you? No, it's because of my stupid mistake. I was the one who destroyed his dream. What happened? Oh shit. What happened, baby? Tell me. And now she's gonna tell. Oh, she's sabotaging. Hey, get your ass in gear. You work like a snail. Flashback time. Even the moon to get tired waiting around for your ass. I'm sorry. Me. Don't take so much time checking that fucking oxygen tank. Shara, being careful is good, but it won't do any good no matter how many times you check that oxygen tank. That thing wouldn't break even if hell froze over. No butts! I like big butts. You're not stupid, so be more efficient. Goddamn, calm down. Stop apologizing for everything, Shara. Don't take his shit. Even in the past, she took his shit. Oh, look, he doesn't have his goggles in the flashback.
Captain, our dreams are finally coming true. We are so proud to be part of the launch of Shinra number 26. Captain, preparations are complete. All that's left is liftoff.
I assume they all sound the same because they all look the same. Yeah, leave it to me. I'll be back in a few. I gotta go smoke a goddamn cigarette.
Alright, Captain, fly our dreams into outer space.
Fuck yeah, he's got the Walk of Destiny going. Thanks, guys.
We're praying for your safety.
I like how he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the moon. I'll be back in a few. Instrument panel all clear. Shooter number 26 ready for launch. Engine pressure rising. Shooter number 23, 3 minutes to launch. Beginning countdown. Finally. I'm going into goddamn space. I'm going to fuck a Mars bitch. What the hell happened?
Sid, we have an emergency situation. Mechanic is still in the engine of the engine section of the rocket.
What? Who is the little shit?
I don't know. Activating the intercom.
Uh-oh. Yep, big surprise in Shara. Hey, goddammit, who the fuck's still in there? I like how they censor his speech all the time. Shara, Captain, don't mind me. Go ahead with the launch. Shara, what are you still doing in there? I was still concerned. The results of the oxygen test tank weren't satisfactory. You stupid little fuck! It's gonna get so hot in there, there ain't gonna be shit left when we blast off. You're gonna be burnt to a crisp. You're gonna die. You know that, don't you? I don't mind. If I can just fix this, the launch will be a success. I'm almost done. Man, that is dedication to your job. I wouldn't do shit like that for my job. You're almost done. You're gonna die.
Sid, we must start the countdown. We won't make it if we won't.
Oh, man.
Starting engine.
Uh-oh. Decisions. The countdown is already in progress. Shara's still in there. What are you gonna do, Sid? If we cancel now, it'll be another 6 months until the launch. God damn it, Shara, you want to make me a murderer?
Captain.
Shara. Oh, that was Shara saying that. Tank number 7 check is complete. Once I complete tank number 8, it's all clear. Come on, Shara, hurry up. You're gonna die.
30 seconds until ignition. Beginning countdown.
I guess it's one of those guys.
Sid, forget about her. We won't make it in time.
It's probably one of those guys. What am I supposed to do? Oh, they got the countdown timer for dramatic effect and everything.
15 seconds until ignition. Internal temperature rising.
Uh-oh. Oh man, the moon. Outer space. My dreams. Dum dum dum. 3, 2, 1.
Ignite engine.
Shit. Oh no, Shara's gonna blow up. Except we already know she survived this, so. Boom. Oh, that sucks. Womp, womp, womp. And it's slowly. I want to know what stops it from falling over. It looks like it would have just fallen and crashed. First off, I think it's kind of irresponsible to set up a rocket that close to a village. But I feel like it would have just fallen, just tipped right the fuck over. Then I talk about irresponsibility. It's fucking Shinra. What do we expect? But anyway, so He pushed the emergency shutdown switch, aborting the mission to save my life. After that, the space program was cut back and the launch was cancelled. It's my fault his dream was destroyed. That's why it's alright. I don't care what the captain says. I'll live my life for him. Well, shit, you were just checking the oxygen tank. Goddamn. Shara, you still haven't served him tea! I'm sorry. Yeah, where's our fucking tea, Shara? Goddamn, I don't want to hear your life story. Hurry up and sit down, or ain't my hospitality good enough for you? Well, I would like to sit my ass in that chair and drink your goddamn tea. They're late. Where is Rufus? So, we are waiting for Rufus, and I think that will bring us to the end of the episode. You know, they say if you say the devil's name, he will appear. So, with Rufus being waited on, is he going to show up next episode? Anyway, guys, that'll be it for episode 23. I think we have one more episode where I have to post-commentate it instead of do the live stuff, but hope you guys will stick with me through it. Don't forget to like the video if you did indeed enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.